Nothing changes until your identity changes. You can change your diet, your program, your workout split, but if your identity stays the same, you'll end up right back where you started. Today, I want to talk about transformation, real, permanent change, the kind of change that starts deep inside, the kind that demands you kill the old version of yourself. You want to lose weight? You want to change your life? You think it's about counting calories or steps. It's not. It's about identity. Because identity drives behavior, and behavior shapes your results. If your identity says, I'm someone who struggles, your brain will find a way to struggle. If your identity says, I'm disciplined, your brain will find a way to win. Every single time you say, I'm tired, I can't, you're reinforcing the old story. You're telling your subconscious who's in charge. That's the old you, the version that quits when it's uncomfortable. But identity change means you build a new script. You start saying, I am strong, I am consistent, I don't miss. I remember when I was 80 pounds overweight. I told myself I just needed to get back on track. But the truth, there was no track. The track was gone. In fact, there never was. So I had to build myself. One workout, one meal, one early morning at a time. When you start to change your identity, people will doubt you. They'll say, you're obsessed. You've changed. And they're right. You have changed. They're no longer the person who needed approval. You're the person who takes action when nobody's watching. You're the person who keeps promises to herself. People think transformation starts with willpower. No. Willpower fades, identity sticks. When you are the person who doesn't miss workouts, you don't need motivation. When you are the person who eats clean, it's not a struggle, it's who you are. So I asked myself, who do I want to be? Not what do I want to weigh, not what do I want to look like, but who do I want to become? Because when you focus on being, the doing follows. You don't chase discipline, you embody it. Every day, I wake up and I remind myself, I'm not chasing comfort, I'm chasing growth. The old identity loved comfort. The old identity wanted easy. The new one says, bring the pain, because growth lives on the other side of pain. You've got to be willing to let your old identity die. That version that said, I'll try tomorrow. That version that cared about how tired she felt. Let her go. Because if you want to evolve, you can't drag her with you. When I finally understood identity, I stopped trying to lose weight. I stopped trying to get fit. I'm becoming a different person. The type who trains even when it rains. The type who eats for performance, not comfort. The type who doesn't negotiate with weakness. And now everything is changing. Let me tell you what happens when you commit to this mindset. You stop quitting. You stop bargaining. You stop saying, I'll start Monday. You start to move with purpose. You start to think differently. You start to feel different, not because the world changed, but because you did. Discipline isn't punishment. It's self-respect. Every time you say no to junk food, you're saying yes to your new identity. Every time you push through the pain, you're saying yes to the person you're becoming. You're reminding yourself that you run this, not your cravings, not your excuses, you. So who are you, really? Are you the person who keeps breaking promises? Or are you the person who shows up no matter what? You don't need to answer with words, your actions already have. Every rep, every meal, every decision, that's your voice. That's your declaration. If you want permanent change, stop chasing results and start sculpting identity. Visualize her, the future you. How does she train? Start living like her now. And one day, you'll look in the mirror and realize you are her. That's what identity does. It makes the impossible possible. It takes someone who used to quit and turns her into someone who conquers. It takes someone who used to hide and turns her into someone unstoppable. So today, not tomorrow, not next week, today, make the choice. Decide who you are. Speak it, live it, breathe it. Because the weights won't move, the body won't change, the life won't evolve until your identity does. Change your identity, and you'll change everything. Let me tell you something most people may never understand. You need a new identity. You need to burn the old version of yourself to the ground and rebuild from the ashes. Because if you keep trying to change your habits without changing who you believe you are, you're going to keep ending up right back where you started. This is what I have come to realize after years of struggling. When I looked in the mirror years ago, I didn't see strength. I didn't see discipline. I saw excuses. I saw every "I'll start tomorrow," every broken promise I made, every shortcut I took that led me right back to pain. But one morning, I said, this version of me, she dies today. And I meant it. Because real change only begins when you stop negotiating with your weakness. Your identity is a story you've told yourself for years. I'm the one who always struggles. I'm the one who can't lose weight. I'm just not disciplined like other people. You've told that story so long, it became truth. But that truth is a lie. You can choose a new story right now, a new identity, because the version of you that wins, she's not different, she's decided. Identity isn't built by talking about it. It's built by doing, by showing up even when your body says stop, because that's when the new identity gets locked in. Every time you push through discomfort, you prove to yourself who you really are. You rewrite your own code, not with words, but with action. Let me tell you, it's hard. It's brutal. You'll question yourself. But identity work isn't about comfort. It's about character. And character is forged in the fire of discipline. You'll have days where the voice of the old you whispers, quit. But that's the test. That's the proof. The new identity doesn't quit. She adjusts. She learns. She grows. She conquers. See, when your identity changes, the scale moves differently. The workouts felt different. Food stops being punishment, it becomes fuel. Sleep becomes strategy. Discipline becomes freedom. You stop chasing motivation because you are no longer the person who needs it. You've become someone who acts regardless of how she feels. From this moment forward, don't just say you're trying to lose weight. Say, I'm becoming someone who never gives up. Don't say, I'm getting back on track. Say, I'm creating a new path. Don't say, I hope I can change. Say, I am the change. Speak it, live it, breathe it. That's how identity is forged. This is rebirth. You're not losing weight. You're shedding a version of yourself that no longer belongs here. And when that light hits your face, when you realize you did it, not because someone told you to, not because of a number on a scale, but because you became who you were meant to be. That's when it all makes sense. That's when you understand that transformation isn't physical, it's spiritual. It's the moment your identity and your actions finally match. You want to change your life? Stop chasing quick results. Stop looking for shortcuts. Start rebuilding the identity of a winner. Because the body will follow the mind, and the mind follows identity. So stop waiting for the right time. The right time was the moment you realized you're meant for more. That moment is now. Your new identity is waiting for you. All it needs is proof. So go out there and give it to her. Feed the new you until the old one starves. That's how you win. That's how you transform. Because nothing changes until your identity changes. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button. I'd encourage you to subscribe for more body and mindset transformation. And drop your new identity in the comments below. Say it out loud, because speaking it is the first step to becoming it. You don't need motivation. You need a new identity. Nothing changes until your identity changes.